I've decided I'd show the Tiger Cub, the Trials Tiger Cub, a little bit more love recently, and not long ago I replaced the rear sprocket, which had become, the teeth had become rather sharp and pointy, and I've also fitted a new rear drive chain to it, because it's best to get at those first before the gearbox sprocket gives any problems, because that's an engine out and largely total strip down, with the head and barrel having to come off and the entire primary side having to be stripped so that the crankcases can be split to get at the gearbox sprocket. I know that there are conversions around that people have done, but you've got to dismantle the engine in order to do that anyway, and I never got around to that, so just want to look after my gearbox sprocket. But I got the front wheel off because I thought I'd show the front brake a bit of love, and I got it down here, and I've already got the brake plate removed, and I've had a good look in there. And what I've done, I found that the brake linings actually weren't too badly worn, but the brake operating arm on the brake plate was going way beyond the 90 degrees optimum between the brake arm and the cable. It was going way past that, so we were losing a lot of mechanical advantage there. So between what we obviously have on the linings and probably a good bit in the drum as well, they're probably the culprits for that. So what I've done, this is an old trick, I didn't invent this, I've made shims up to go between the brake operating cam and the ends of the brake shoes, just to sort of spread them out a little bit more and give us a little bit more, not range of movement, but you move the starting point of the movement further apart, so that when the cam operates and acts on them, it does actually push the shoes further apart than it would have done without them. And some of the later British bikes with the conical hubs and so on actually had pretty similar looking things to that on the ends of the brake shoes, so it's not a bodge. And I've tried the brake plate in the wheel, and it looks like we're going to have a good operating angle. Now bear in mind that your fork leg, that attaches to the centre of the fork leg, that's your brake anchor. What we've got, we're probably just about on, coming up to, because the cable goes in the fork leg as well. We're not quite 90 degrees, so that's an ideal operating angle we got there, and it'll give me a little bit more bite to the front brake, I hope. So I'll put this lot back together now and get the front wheel on, and hopefully might find that I've got an improved front brake.